Satya Dharma Reflection on March the 6th, 2022. You don't have enough sleep while you're sitting and think in yourself. Let's end it. Offer the Mahasankathan right now. And Ahosi first. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. May we all, humans and non-humans, in all realms of existence, humbly bow down towards the first great Buddha, the Buddhas, the Maha-Buddhas, the Mahabharami. In all graces, please preside over. May we humbly declare renunciation and evocation of all determination with desires, expectations, and wishes within the body and mind, within all elements, all the deluded desires and expectations towards all things and all elements, within the earth, air, water, and fire, all the deluded desires and expectations within being realms of existence, within living lifestyles, within worldly habits, all the deluded desires and expectations in the sound, smell, taste, touches, and shapes, in all sensual pleasures, in all mental elements. May we declare renunciation and evocation of all deluded desires and expectations within relative, husbands, wives, followers, sons and daughters, deluded desires and expectations towards the Mahabharami, towards gurus and great gurus. May we declare renunciation and evocation of all deluded desires and expectations towards the path to the enlightenment, towards the liberation of sufferings, deluded desires and expectations within state of Dharma attainment, within single-mindedness, within stillness, within all about emptiness, within all about the brightness. May we declare renunciation and evocation of all deluded desires and expectations within mindfulness, concentration, and wisdoms, within meditative power, special insight, and contemplation. May we declare renunciation and evocation of all desires and expectations within merits, blessed fortunes, and great blessed fortune and perfections. And may we all cancel from vengeance and revenge and all obligations and commitments. May we declare renunciation and evocation of all of these, and may we humbly ask for forgiveness for all cases of karma in relations towards the graces, all things and all elements, with all beings, in all realms of existence, within the physical worlds and samsara, not in the way of emptiness to emptiness, nibbana to nibbana, all the debts of karma, which is about leading one another to circling delusively, both in the worldly ways and within Dharma, all the passing on that which is not aligned with Nibbana as it is, delusively rejecting towards the Buddhas, towards the Mahabharami, using opinions and meanings in criticizing, analyzing, and judging towards the graces, towards those with great blessed fortunes, delusively rebuking, blaming, comparing, and anything that is about using opinions and meanings towards the essence of Nibbana as it is, all the hesitation and doubts, ignoring, not listening, and ending right then not listening and putting down immediately all the rejections or blocking from blessing beings of the graces of the Mahabarami. In all cases of karma and all types of karma, may we all humbly ask for forgiveness towards the graces, the Mahabarami. Please preside over and forgive all of us, ahosikam for all of us, for all cases of karma from now onwards. Samsara and Nibbana, may it be ahosikam altogether in all realms of existence. May it be forgiven, ahosi, ahosi, ahosi. And may we all humbly offer the Mahasankathan together with all the four necessities and all the followers, both in the non-human beings and the humans. May we humbly invite all the grace of the Buddhas, the Maha-Buddhas, the Mahabarami, in all graces. Please preside over to receive the Mahasankathan from all of us, from both the humans and non-humans. Any merit which has arisen from the sacrifices and giving at every time by Nibbana as it is, and the sharing and being part of the blessing the beings, following the Mahabarami. May all beings in all realms of existence, all the karmic debtors, the karmic debtors of the karmic debtors, be part of these giving and sacrifices and blessing forever and ever. Involve even within the uninvolved itself constantly. Don't maintain within the mind. Don't maintain the mind. Don't use the mind to maintain anything. Don't maintain any states, any conditions. Maintaining, looking, seeing, and knowing for what? Maintaining is like Vedana and hindrances. The more of it, the more it will be Vedana and hindrances. Is the center of the suffering. Suffering of the karmic difficulties. Why maintaining? Anicca is not something to maintain. Anatta and Dukkha is not something to be maintained. Why doing it? Why fixated to it? Why clinging to it? The anicca is not something to be clung to. Everything is not something to be clung to. Why be clinging to it? The mind is anicca and anatta. Why maintaining it? Maintaining any conditions for what? Uninvolved, even within the uninvolved itself, giving up, the giving up itself. Continue to purify the purification itself. If not purifying, one with just being sunken within stillness and indifference, so much for what? And then waking up to both. All the sinking within stillness and indifference is the hidden thing. It's terrible. after a while just wake up and then boasting, babbling. Uninvolved even within the uninvolved itself. Disregard even from the disregard itself. No grasping even the non-grasping itself. This is not just about not wanting the world or Dharma, or not wanting the world or just taking the Dharma. No grasping even the non-grasping itself. Purify the non-grasping at the same time so that it will not become just the opinions about grasping or not grasping, wanting or not wanting. This is not just about not wanting for both the worldly and Dharma. No grasping, even the non-grasping itself. Purify the opinions at the same time. This is the not wanting, which is the Titi, the opinions about it. Disregard that doesn't grasp itself. All Dharma is anicca and anatta. Why maintaining the Dharma? How can there be? The maintaining itself is anicca. The object of maintaining is the anicca and anatta in itself. Why being obsessed to involve with this and that, on and on? Disregard even from the disregard itself. The disregard discards itself, disregard from the disregard itself, disregard even from the disregard itself. This is not about maintaining anything. How can there be maintaining all about single-mindedness and equanimity? How can it be? Why being obsessed with concentration, contemplation, special insights? How can anicca and anatta is being maintained? That's gonna be just heavy, sticky, totally. Disregard even from the disregard itself. Disregard is not related to itself, so that it will have nothing to do with anicca, dukkha, and anatta. Uninvolved even within the uninvolved itself. Then it will have nothing to do with anicca, dukkha, and anatta. Being obsessed to maintain anicca is gonna be moving on with torments, maintaining that which is not maintaining itself, maintaining that which is not maintaining its condition. It's always shifting and changing. All conditions are all the same, with this characteristic of shifting and changing at all times, maintaining that which is not itself. Uninvolved even within the uninvolved itself, purify the Titi. every titi, every opinion, so that one will not be stuck with just titi. So that it will not be only with the mind in this way or that way. While maintaining the stillness, how can it be? Maintaining indifference, every conditions, every state is anatta. How can it be maintained? It's all about anicca. All the dharma, they are having characteristic of anatta and anicca. How can it be maintained? All this is like being deluded to the form of things. The form of being deluded to the form of is the delusion within the terminologies. Why not purifying itself? The form of purifies itself, the terminologies purify themselves. Why being deluded to the form of, to the terminologies, on and on. Even disregard is not related to itself. The disregard purifies itself. Uninvolved, even within the uninvolved itself, the uninvolved purifies even itself. Even the disregard is not related to itself. What is there to be maintained? Maintaining stillness and indifference is still cause. Even you think that it's subtle, it's still cause. The cause is because of the maintaining itself. Uninvolved even within the uninvolved itself, so that it will have nothing to do with anicca, dukkha, anatta. Being obsessed with anicca, dukkha, and anatta on and on is a torment. Disregard, even from the disregard itself, so that it will be completely helping samsara very well. It will be deliberate cut through to help samsara. Later on, you will not deceive samsara. It will be helping towards ending to help samsara. It's not about moving on to deceive samsara, presenting only about the circling. This is deceiving others to circle, deceiving samsara on and on. Being obsessed with involvement, significance and meanings. Let's help giving ending. disregard even from the disregard itself completely, so that it will cut through the cutter itself. Otherwise, it just continue in the way of circling, including verbally, thinking or feeling. This is deceiving oneself to circle and deceive others to circle, being obsessed to deceive samsara, on and on. Terminologies don't purify themselves. Each word doesn't purify itself. Stimulates the circling on and on. This is all about deceiving, misleading. Truly help purify through the extinction, so that the work will be lightened up. Truly help through the extinction, so that it will lighten up the work of the Mahaparami. Disregard, even from the disregard itself. Non-attachment is not about anything within itself. No attach even to the non-attachment itself. Non-attachment is not about anything within itself. Well with it. Uninvolved with the awakening and the brightening itself. No relation, no relevant to the awakening and the brightening itself. Uninvolved even within the uninvolved itself. It's not about anything within the uninvolved itself.
ได้เบาขึ้น
so that the work of the blessing will be lightened up.
แค่ใช้แค่ท่านจะพวงไปเรื่อย
To be thinking in oneself, each one on one's own is gonna hold the
วนเวียน
group
วนเวียนมันก็พุ่งซ่านไปเรื่อยกระแส
circling on one's own. This kind of stream of consciousness, stream of thoughts, we just throwing everywhere.